Hey there everyone, it's Rod Bergeron and we're going to do some painting for absolute beginners. Today we're going to look at some oil pastels. Alright, grab yourself a coffee, tea, whatever gets you going in the morning. Alright, so today oil pastels come in a variety of sizes, every color that you can imagine, and pretty much every price range. We have here some Crayola ones, which are a perfectly good entry-level oil pastel. You can see I got these 16 of them for $3.50. Pretty cheap, inexpensive, and a great way to start. Crayola doesn't make any junk, so if you're just trying them and you want to know if they're going to be for you, give the Crayola ones a try. There's Pentel. Pentel's been around forever and a day. And again, you'll see there's 12 in this one. The sticks are quite a bit smaller in the Pentel ones than in the, this is the size of the Crayola ones. So the Crayola ones are at least 1.5 times the size of the Pentel ones. And then there's the ones that I use, which is Mungyo. And these ones are sort of an artist quality one. They're certainly not the top of the line ones, say a Sennelier one, which are hundreds of dollars for a set. But these ones are ones that I use all the time. And this is a bigger stick. These ones are the jumbo, or I guess they're semi-jumbo, but you'll see they're a significantly bigger stick. So if you compared this red to this red, you'll see they're significantly bigger. But a set like this is still under $20, all right? So 24 of these big sticks are under $20. And I think this one with the smaller sticks, and you can see I use this one quite often. This one with the smaller sticks, you're probably talking about under $10 really. Sorry, under $10 really for these. Very inexpensive way. Not something that a lot of people think of as paint, but certainly they are oil paint that's put into a stick. So I want you to think of them as paint. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way here. And I have set myself up a simple little still life, and I'll show that to you. All right, so I've set up for myself a quick little still life with 3 wine bottles, actually 2 wine bottles and a Bailey's bottle. And I have myself here my Mungyo oil pastels. This is a set of 24. And we're just gonna do a quick little still life with these 3 bottles, all right? So if you haven't seen my video about drawing cylinders, it might be really helpful for you at this time to just pop back and have a look at that video. If you have watched it or you're familiar with drawing cylinders, then you should be fine. I'm gonna paint this with oil pastels in the style of fauvism. So if you're familiar with the fauves in French means wild beast. And these guys used a lot of crazy colors and a lot of crazy combinations to create their work. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'll show you this is a picture of the little still life that I'm looking at. So if you have a look at that. All right, so just 3 simple wine bottles. I'm not going for anything too elaborate here, just real simple, quick little wine bottles. And I'm going to start with this fuchsia, I guess it would be. All right, so I'm going to lay down the one bottle here, the Bailey's bottle, in just some real simple lines. Nothing too elaborate. All right. That's it. So that's the one that I'm using for the Bailey's bottle. There's a Ruffino bottle in here, which sits quite a ways back. And it kind of almost touches this bottle, very difficult in still life to get the two sides the same. So the great thing about oil pastels is I can go over this color many times, all right? So that's the color that I'm going to use for the foundation of the Ruffino bottle. And then the other bottle at the front here, it's going to be a little bit further down, and it's got kind of a wide, crazy base that comes in, and then it's rounded, and you'll see I'm going right over top of this because you can. And something like this, right? And so you can always come right back out, right over top of stuff with oil pastel. And since I'm doing this in Fauvism, we're really not, you know, the Fauves were kind of a crazy bunch of guys in the early 1910s or 1920s, and they didn't really care about what other people thought about them. They just wanted to make their art, and they were looking for a new way to do it, and so they did it with crazy, wonderful colors. And that's what I'm going to do here today. So you'll see this is sort of just real easily covering up the white of the page here. I'm working on a piece of just normal white drawing paper, and you'll see I'm able to cover up that orange that was underneath there fairly easily. And I'm working pretty quickly because I'm trying to get it, you know, done in a reasonable amount of time for the sake of YouTube. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some real complementary color. Like on this purple, I'm going to put in some yellow. All right, and you'll see that this sort of mixes, not sort of mixes, it actually mixes very well on the page. All right. All right, and I'm going to take some green, and with pastels, when you want more color, you simply just peel the paper back like that. All right, I'm going to get some green in here for this bottle. Turn this on its side, so I'm working with it on its side like this. That's a real offensive color combination I got going on there, but seems to be working a little bit, and that's even more offensive. But that's sort of what the Fauves did. They were looking to sort of assault the senses. And that's one of the things I try to do with a lot of my work. I try to make it that the viewer has to openly come and ask, you know, what is he thinking about here? All right, so we'll see, that's going kind of crazy. All right, so put a little bit more red in here, but you'll see that the colors are mixing very well on the page. All right. And you can cover up, you know, any place that you have white of the page showing through and you don't want to show through, you can cover it up fairly easily. So one of the things that oil pastels allows you to do is blend things right on the page. So you can take the side of your thumb and just blend the colors if you so choose to blend the colors, and you'll see you can blend fairly easily. All right, and same with this. So I'm going to blend this up a little bit, and careful not to press too hard because you will get a friction burn. Your thumb will, if there's not enough oil pastel on the page, you will get a bit of a burn on the side of your thumb. And believe me when I say it, you do not want that. So if I want some highlights on some of these bottles, I can come back in with some white and put a little bit of a highlight on here where I think maybe the light is hitting that. Also, white will allow you to blend stuff in fairly evenly. All right, I'm working pretty fast here, so you won't need to work quite that fast. But then I'm going to put in my shadows with a blue. Crazy, right? But I'm going to make some blue shadow from this, and some blue shadow from this. And put your shadows right up to where the object would be. All right, so there's some blue shadows. And maybe I'm going to blend that in a little bit with my gray. All right, gray in here, a little bit of shadow. All right, there you go. And then maybe I'm going to highlight that a little bit with a little bit of dark green shadow. But it's your piece of fauvism or your piece of art. You make your shadow whatever color you want to be. And maybe I'm going to put in some highlights with this putrid kind of a green on here. All right. All right, there you go. So some real quick, easy fauvism with oil pastels. Simple, easy to blend on the page, really easy to put onto the page. Really super bright colors. If that's what you're looking for, you're probably wanting to try oil pastels. A lot of fun to work with, super inexpensive. Give them a try. This has been Rod Bergeron, and we're doing a painting for absolute beginners. And today we're looking at oil pastels. If you picked up a tip or a trick, please click like. If you don't currently subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for checking me out, and we'll see you again next time.